FKF Premier League clubs at risk of losing millions as KBC FTA deal hangs in balance. And so yes, never a dull moment when it comes to Kenyan football. Sadly, this is something pretty negative, but yes, we're going to be looking at the article from Mozzart Sport, so stay tuned. So welcome back to L4B Football, Kenya's biggest football channel. Thank you so much for the support. And yes, today now we are going to be talking about KBC. We've done a few videos regarding KBC, and once again KBC is on our spotlight. And so one thing to note is, well, for me actually, this is an observation I've made. Kenyan football has never gone back to the way it was the moment, since Super Sport left and even the FIFA ban. But this now again is something really, it's taking our football backwards, because we had at least 2 games being broadcasted live on KBC every weekend from the FKF Premier League. We also had Azam TV doing their thing due to the different broadcasting rights. So one thing to note is the fact that this value, as per Mozzart Sport, is that the value of the deal was approximately 91,623,931 per season, which allowed KBC to broadcast 2 live games every weekend. Let me just put it, FTA is free to air. So the free to air broadcasting deal between Football Kenya Federation, FKF, and the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC, signed at the end of 2023 is now at risk of collapse. This is due to the Ministry of Sports withholding funds necessary to sustain the agreement over the next 7 years. The deal signed in November 2023 was backed by both the Ministry of Sports and Ministry of ICT and Digital Economy. Funding was to come from the Sports, Arts and Social Development Fund as approved by President William Ruto. Just to break it down just again, and yes, I'll put the link to this article in the description, but under the agreement, KBC was to air 2 FKF Premier League games per weekend along with coverage on its 14 radio stations. This FTA deal was intended to complement a pay TV contract with Tanzanian media giant Azam TV. Yes, the issue is now again with the Ministry of Sports withholding the funds. So let's hear some guys out, yeah? At the time, the Sports Cabinet Secretary, the CS Ababu Namwamba, assured stakeholders, saying, "We are providing 240 million for a start, which guarantees each of the 18 teams a minimum of 10 million. Finishing higher in the standings will mean additional funds. The National Super League, Women's Premier League and FKF Premier League referees are also included in this package and will be paid promptly." Former ICT CS Eliud Owalo echoed these sentiments, stating, "Sports is a major industry for our youth to earn a living. This partnership gives them the platform to showcase their talent. We must also focus on securing sponsorships for community clubs and supporting institutional clubs." Mozzart Sport reached out to the FKF president Nick Mwendwa, who expressed concern over potential consequences, saying that, "We don't know exactly what's happening. KBC says they haven't been funded, so they can't pay us or air games until that changes." This deal was approved by the president and was supposed to run for 7 years. Each club was set to receive 6.5 million Kenya shillings, which is significant, especially for those without sponsors. Losing this deal would be a major blow, as it also helps clubs attract partners through increased visibility, Mwendwa explained. So this is a lot of back and forth. We've heard what the former CS had to say. We've heard what the FKF president had to say, and now the KBC's managing director, Paul Macharia, who was recently replaced, responded briefly to inquiries, saying the events will be aired once we pay the FTA rights. It just looks crazy. I like the fact that this article had different people, different people sharing their views and sentiments as put, and so it's actually really cool. It's actually really good. So these are Mozzart Sport, Pulse Sports. You guys should check this these platforms out. It's really good when it comes to Kenyan football. And so finally, an FKF Premier League chairman, speaking anonymously, lamented the possible setback. For my club, the money from the deal is negligible, but the visibility from KBC was invaluable. The league needs proper marketing to make economic sense, and KBC reaches every corner of the country. That's how you get people to engage with local football, apart from, subscribing to L4B. Right now, all they watch is the EPL and foreign leagues, which is true. So without, and a lot of guys don't actually have access to Azam TV. So realistically, KBC was one of the platforms to watch these games live, even if it's just 2 games per weekend. And so this is a real setback, especially for the fans. Leave alone, I mean, some clubs, we don't know which chairman this is, but it's definitely a well-sponsored team. But yet, for some clubs, they're really going to be hurting because that sponsorship money is big. There are clubs that still don't have sponsors in the FKF Premier League. And so, yes, I really feel for a lot of these clubs and the people behind the scenes who have to deal with how to go about it. But yes, that's that. FKF Premier League clubs at risk of losing millions as KBC FTA deal hangs in balance. We're not sure. The Ministry of Sports needs to get the act right. And yes, we can't have another setback. Oh man, Kenyan football has suffered enough. So the Ministry of Sports, please kindly do that thing so that we can have our football at least. Man, we've already had Super Sport out, we've had the bands. We just need KBC showing our football so that we have that exposure. And as he say, as the chairman said, it's a avenue to market yourself and get other sponsors. So yeah, do let us know what you think. That's been it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I mean, we don't like focusing so much on KBC, but if guys are not doing the thing, we have to do the thing. But anyway, do check out our other social media platforms at L4B L4B. Do like this video and remember to subscribe to Kenya's biggest football channel. And as always, support Kenyan football. We out.